Hey everyone, it's Miss Luther. I hope you guys are all doing well. I miss seeing you guys every day. I miss being in the classroom with you guys and all the fun things we got to do when we were in school, and I cannot wait till we can be back in school together. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're enjoying time with your family at home. I hope you're still, of course, watching these videos and links that Miss Kay and I are going to post for you guys. But I really cannot wait to see you guys again. It's been an adjustment not being at school every day. So today I am going to bring an activity that you guys can do. This is a very simple activity. You don't really need any supplies because you're just going to come outside, whether it's in your backyard, if you live next to a park, next to the woods, just somewhere where you can get outside and kind of be observant and see what's going on in the world around you. And to do that, we're going to use 4 out of our 5 senses. It's been a while since we've talked about our 5 senses, but the first one we have is sight, which we see with our eyes. Then we have smell, which we smell with our nose. We can taste with our mouth. Today though, I'm not going to be tasting anything out here in the woods, so I'm very sorry. But you don't really want to put any of this stuff in your mouth. You don't know what kind of germs are on it. What other hands have been on it, especially since I'm at a public park. So do not taste anything if you sit outside, please. Now, if you maybe pack food or a picnic or a lunch because you're going to sit outside for lunch, maybe you can talk about what you're tasting in your lunch or in your snack, but please do not taste anything outside in the woods. So the next one is hearing, which we hear with our ears, and the last one is touch, and we can feel and touch with our hands. So right now I'm outside at a nature preserve, as you can see. No one's really around. It's very peaceful. Just somewhere outside where I can be alone and I can kind of just sit down and use my senses and kind of see what's going on. So the first one I'm going to talk about is sight, and I'm going to talk about what I see. So looking around me, it's kind of a lot going on. You know, I see a lot of green. The trees are finally starting to bloom again. You can see the leaves coming back. They're recovering from winter. I can see all the brown empty trees at the top where the leaves quite haven't grown yet. I can see tons of rocks. I can see a yellow flower, green grass, and of course there's some water flowing through the rocks. I'm right by a creek. And I'm pretty sure I just saw a bug hopping. It might have been a frog. Let me see if I can find it. That's something cool. I cannot find it right now, but another thing that I saw today was some animals. I saw some frogs hopping in the water. I saw some squirrels running in the trees, and I've seen tons of birds flying around. So there's all types of things that I can use my eyes and I can see. The next sense I'm going to use is my ear, my hearing. I'm going to see what I can hear. So I'm going to be very quiet for a minute and just listen. So one of the first things I hear are the birds that are chirping, talking to each other, kind of making that noise off in the distance. Another thing I can hear is my feet. I'm walking around, and as I'm walking around, the rocks are moving. I can hear the sand kind of moving. If I come over to the water, ooh, I just saw a frog. I can hear him hopping around. I can splash in the water and hear that. Where'd little froggy go? So those are some of the things I can hear, but I can also, this one might be hard for you guys to hear on my camera, but I can hear the sound of the water flowing down a hillside or down a little waterfall. As you can see, I'm not near the waterfall right now. I'm just kind of in the flat part of the creek. But if I hike a little bit longer, I might be able to find a waterfall and send a picture to you guys. So I've used sight. I've told you what I can see with my eyes. I've used my ears and told you what I can hear. Next, let's think about what I can use my nose for and what I can smell. Now, that's going to be kind of tricky out here because, you know, it's easier to smell some things other. So if you're in a house, you're going to smell food cooking, or you might smell somebody's perfume or lotion. But being outside, I could definitely smell the fresh air. You know, it kind of smells like those trees, kind of just clean and refreshing. Another thing I can smell is definitely the water. If you've ever been to a pond, ponds kind of stink. You can smell kind of all the plant life growing. You can smell the stuff from the animals living inside of it. So I can smell the creek water, and it just kind of smells like a pond, or if it was raining outside. But that's really all I can smell. But again, I use my nose and I can see what I can smell outside. Some things you might smell if you're sitting outside at home, you might smell fresh cut grass. You know, you might smell, if you're sitting right outside your house, you might smell something if you have something cooking in the house or someone's cooking. You might smell food from neighbors. There's all sorts of things that you can smell. I'm just not, unfortunately, able to smell a lot out here. And then the last sense I'm going to use today is my touch. I'm going to see what I can feel. So the first thing, there's this giant log right here. And if I go down, so I can see that it's a little bit bumpy. There's some smooth parts right here. If I feel the moss, which is this green stuff, it's kind of fuzzy. Little itchy. Another thing I can feel is looking down at the creek. I can put my hand in the water. It's definitely very cold. Feeling this rock right now. It's very slippery, kind of slimy. This rock is very smooth, and it kind of feels like there's some sand or dirt on top of it. And one more thing that I can feel is over here. This is just some grass. It's very smooth, silky. And so yeah, this is an activity that you can do at home. It's really simple. You don't need a lot of supplies. The weather's been beautiful, so I really want you guys to get as much outdoors time as you can. So get outside and use your senses.